was sitting there waiting for breakthrough, but also not just waiting for breakthrough, but feeling as though he had to be the first to receive what he came for. And if he wasn't the first, then he found himself empty-handed and having to wait another 364 days for something to happen within that year, for the angel to come down again so that he could receive his miracle. Now, when you get there for the first year, it's totally fine. The first year is totally okay. When you get there and you're thinking, man, I just missed it, but I got next year. Year 2, you're okay. 3, 4, you start getting a bit frustrated. But when it gets to 38, after watching people receive the very thing that you've longed for, you find yourself giving up.
Yes.
And when Jesus comes up to this man, he finds an individual who has given up. And the excuse that the man has, if you keep reading, is, after Jesus said, do you want to be made well? He said, I don't have any man to give me there. Because he believed that he needed somebody else to do something for him in order for him to receive his breakthrough. And I wonder how many of us feel that the same way.
Yes.
Jesus is coming up to you and he says tonight, he's like, do you want to be made well? Do you want to be made well? And then he responds with, but there's no one there. But it's this obstacle and this problem. And we begin to rattle off a list of reasons of why we can't be made well. Well, he did this to me, and she did that to me. And he won't change, and she won't change. And this has to happen, and that has to happen. And as he comes to this place where he basically lets him rattle off excuses, breakthrough begins the moment his excuses end. Lets him go. He doesn't even answer them. Doesn't even answer them. And it's not showing a lack of compassion to the individual who's actually saying, this is why I can't receive my breakthrough, because there's no one to bring me in the water, and the moment that I get there, somebody jumps in front of me. And although the frustration might be merited, and even though there might be a fact associated to the reason why you think you are the way you are, that doesn't necessarily mean that just because the facts are truth, that God can't do something to trump the facts and the truth of your life. And he looks at the man and he says, rise, take up your mat and walk. Now the man's left with an option. Either I remain here in the situation I'm in, or I stand up and do what Jesus has told me to do. And I believe in my heart, I believe that there are people here tonight that are longing for breakthrough, but you believe your breakthrough is tied into somebody else changing before it can happen in you. I also believe that there are some people who have been in the condition they're in for so long, they don't believe it's possible to live life any other way than the way in which they've lived it. And I also believe there's probably some people here that feel like you just don't understand. You just don't understand. But Jesus looks at that man and he says, rise. And as the man obeys, he's elevated from the very thing that he resided on for all of that time. Just simply by yielding to one word that the Lord spoke in his direction. So tonight God looks at you and he speaks to you and he says, do you want to be made well?
Yes.
Do you want to be whole? Do you want to be forgiven? Do you want to be free?
Yes.
Do you want to be healed? And only you can fill in the gap, because I don't know what that mat looks like for you, and I don't know what caused you to lay down and give up. But God is looking at you tonight, and he's standing before you, and he's so close to you, and all he asks you is, do you want to be made well? Do you want your situation to change? Do you want to
Yes.
walk and run again? Aren't you tired of being isolated and stuck to a mat?
Yes.
Aren't you tired of being a spectator and watching others receive their breakthrough? And watching others smile and rejoice and seeing God do things in them? Aren't you tired of spectating? Don't you believe that you should be a part and participate in what God is doing in the earth? And this man says, I don't care if I've been here for 38 years. I know that I'm waiting for somebody to take me to the water, to take me to grace, to take me to mercy. And I had no idea that the water and mercy and grace would come to me. I don't
Wow.
need a man to get me to that place because he's come to me. I don't need anybody to carry me anymore. My joy and my breakthrough is not found in the hands of man, but in a resurrected Savior.
Yes.
My resurrection and the redemption and my life and my healing and my wholeness has nothing to do with the hands of man anymore. It has everything to do with the nail-scarred hands of Christ.
Yes.
That day there wasn't scars in the hand of Jesus when he extended himself to rise and walk. But today, when Jesus approaches us and the mat that we lay on and the hand that is extended to us has scars in it.
Yes.
And that speaks of, I can resurrect your situation in the moment because I resurrected from the dead. I am the resurrection and the life.
Yes.
And as you look into these scars, you must recognize something, that I don't care how dark it looks or how dead the scenario may be. The moment I speak in that direction, in the same way in which I spoke to Lazarus, I don't care if he's tied up, I don't care if he's bound up, I don't care if there's a wall in front of him and he's been rolled and shut up. The moment that I speak into your direction, you have an opportunity to respond. And when he looked at Lazarus and everybody said, you don't understand, it's far too gone. He
Yes.
said, roll the stone away. But you don't understand the stench associated to their filth. You don't understand what they've been through. It's been a long time of them being in that situation, just like the man was on that mat for a long time. I don't care how long it's been since you've been walking away from God. God is walking to you.
Yes.
God didn't expect you to come to him. God came to you. All he has expected of you is to follow him. And the ones that he says, come to me, are the ones that he's already approached and following him. But for those who are broken, he knew that man on the mat couldn't get to what he needed to get to find peace and healing. So the one who loved him and created him walked up to him and said, now's your opportunity. Do you want to come out? Do you want change? Because everything you want is right here. I need you to just simply do this. Rise.
Yes.
Lazarus, come forth.
Yes.
Whatever it looks like, I don't know where you're at, but he's calling your name. Tonight, he's calling you by name. Come forth. It's time to follow me again. It's time to fall in love with me again. It's time to rekindle the relationship we once had. It's time to catch up. It's time for you to do what I created you to do. There's a destiny still associated to your life. I've not forgotten about you. I've not given up on you. I still put great things inside of you that I want to see come forth out of you.
Yes.
I'm committed to you. And I'm not asking you to try to make up everything that we've lost, because I can give you exactly what we need to let you feel like we've been walking together your whole life.
Yes.
It's just who he is. He's that good. But we have to respond. Had the man not risen from his mat, he could have never walked away from the thing that held him down all those years. Do you understand?
Yes.
There has to be a sense of activation and response. Tonight, Jesus is speaking to you. I don't know what he's saying to you, and I don't know what he's calling you out of. I don't know what he's asking you to step away from. I don't know if he's saying, come follow me again. I don't know if he's saying, bring it to me, whatever it might be. But tonight, everything that you're longing for and everything that your heart is crying for, the solution to the very thing stands in front of you. And all he's asking you to do is respond. The only people who don't receive are the ones who reject.
Wow.
But the ones who respond are always the ones who receive.
Yes. Yes.
Many of us are longing for peace, for joy, for hope, for fulfillment. We've tried it. We've tasted the world. We realized that money can't do it. We thought occupation could do it. We thought specific relationships could do it. And in the end, we would find ourselves coming home every evening and still feeling as empty as we were when we left, even though we thought what we needed we received, but it still left us with the same void and the same loneliness and the same brokenness. And that's simply due to the fact you were never created to hold anything other than Him.
Yes.
We have walked through hell this last year, my wife and I as a family. Dad, can you shut that?
Yes.